Back to Midday Kentucky, everyone. Well, tax season is a stressful time for many people, and today we want to make that process a lot easier for you. Jackie Christian from W.R. Ramsey and Associates is here to walk us through tax preparation. Welcome to the show, Jackie. How are you?
Thank you for
I
having
can
us.
talk about all this stuff all day. I love it. Okay, talk to me a little bit about what do I need to have prepared if I'm coming to see you?
I know this is a very boring subject for many, but thanks for wanting to hear about it.
Thank you, but just think it's not that boring when we get a big check back.
I know it. So what you just start with is you start with a W-2.
Yep.
Then the next thing that goes right down the tax return are a lot of 1099s.
Yes.
1099s, INT, that's your savings account interest. 1099 DIVs, that's your dividend income.
Okay.
Then you have your 1099Bs, that's where you sold stock. But your dividends and your stock, if you have those kind of income, you'll have a statement come from your brokerage firm. So just bring that firm.
Okay, what happens if we haven't got that paperwork by the time we're ready to come to you? Should we jump on the phone to our people?
Yes, to your
and
people.
say, this is what I need, I've got a meeting with the accountant next week.
And you'll find that a lot of times they get extensions on getting their things out like till mid-February. So we're just now getting a big rush of that now.
Okay, have long gone the days, and what you see on TV and things where people bring in a shoebox of papers. Is that still happening?
My husband's the worst.
And you're an accountant.
He has his farm receipts.
Okay.
Yes, they do. They bring in their receipts.
Okay, I wanted to ask you a question that's actually not in here, and I asked you just off camera. What's the difference between a CPA and an accountant? And do we need to know the difference?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
A CPA is just licensed through the state as a qualified, certified public person to work in public accounting.
All right.
I'm an accountant. I happen to have a master's in accounting. So I do the same things, but their licensure is just like adding, MD after doctor's
I
name.
got you. Okay, let's just say that I'm sitting at home and I'm watching you now, and I want to change accountancy firms. What do I need to know about that?
If you want to change, you don't necessarily really even have to contact them. You just bring us your tax return from last year.
Yep.
Because that gives us a guide as to everything that you processed before. We want to make sure that we got your DIVs.
Exactly.
And we got your...
So you would contact the previous firm?
If you allow us to, we can.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Absolutely.
Now, there's one thing that I have heard a lot of in the last month or so, tax fraud. Okay, and the scam that's going on. What do we need to know, and what can you alert our viewers to?
Okay. I affectionately call ourselves the IRS police. But the reason why is because you're my client.
Yes.
The biggest one that they have is child tax credit or earned income credit. And we have to require all of our taxpayers to come in, and they have to bring proof of residency of their dependents that they're showing. I know that Joe Blow, my client, has 3 children, but the IRS doesn't.
Oh.
And you were talking about earlier about turning it back over to the community. This is really our way of helping to save those millions of dollars that are getting scammed.
Yeah.
Another big scam that they have is these people who come in and say, all I do is clean houses. I don't have a 1099.
Right.
So that's kind of a difficult thing sometimes, but we always have to have proof of your children's address.
Okay, well this is interesting because the reason why I brought that up was I wanted to know what is needed to get the child care credit.
Child care, that comes right at the end of the tax return.
Yes.
And all you have to do is provide your daycare's paperwork. They'll have they're so used to giving these tax ID, have the child's name on it, address, and the tax care things that you paid them during the year.
Right, okay, so your receipts of what you're paying.
Yes.
Okay, very interesting. If you want to find out more information, there we are, W.R. Ramsey and Associates. There's the information, the phone number, give them a call. The website as well. I went onto your website, you got lots of information on there. We appreciate you, Jackie, for coming in as well.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back after this short break, everyone. You're watching Midday Kentucky.